stay out of the friend zone, have enough sexual tension to stay out of it, but not so much tension that it's frustrating. Well, too frustrating. There's an exciting level of frustration with sexual tension in the first few dates. So this is singles mingle, the flirting sequence, sexual tension in the first few dates. Tension does not maintain itself. That's your job. You have to attend to it. Are you saying things that have an innuendo? Not being crude or crass, but where's that line? Where's hers? There's a verbal, sexual tug-of-war that's absent but implicit, but not explicit. When you're fishing and looking at the tension, keep it taut. Think through how you would keep the line taut in conversation, because you want your rod to perform when you're fishing, right? So here's hoping you caught the innuendo and you thought it was clever. Not meant to be funny, but make the person think. We can have fun with the subject, even though a lot of people feel uncomfortable talking about it. Personally, I want to fill her with anticipation and let her fill in the blanks. The less information I give her, the fewer limits she has. I don't want to handcuff her imagination. Intense is better. With tension, the tighter the rope, the better it goes. The longer you play with it, the harder it gets. You got the idea, right? Come up with your own innuendo, plant the seeds, and be clever about it. Are you glad she could come on the date? Are you excited to see her? Sprinkle those in, but don't rapid fire those at her. Build anticipation, and don't have a discernible pattern, because the pattern ruins the fun. Unpredictable is fun. Conversation, like a good story, should not climax too soon and disappoint the audience. You also can't stretch it, because when you break the tension by stretching it, that also is a bad thing. There's a fine line between too much and not enough. I encourage people to use eye contact, physical space, body language, subtle language. Let her know that you're interested with your words. If you're not accustomed to this, you're going to need a lot more practice. What does that sound like? Well, if you were sheltered growing up, some of this might just seem wrong or awkward or uncomfortable. Nobody talks like that. Well, actually they do. Or you might be uptight or out of sync with your new person. So practice until you're in your comfort zone. Expand your comfort zone a little bit and read the situation. What would you do if you start doing this and she gets a little turned on? How would you pivot? What would you do if she seems repulsed by the sexual innuendo? Or even says, oh, okay, too much, let's talk about something else. Practice pivoting, practice pivoting. What's your next safe topic? Hey, no, you're right. I was thinking how much you remind me of my grandma. She would have freaking loved you. I knew you'd be trouble. Nailed it. Both are teasing, change the tone a bit, poking fun at ourselves. See how they're received, and move away from the topic briefly. Keep it light and fun. Keep her mood curious and she's having a good time. Not weird, not crazy. Don't make her uncomfortable with sex talk. But don't outright avoid the indirect reference, unless that's a good strategy. She'll make it obvious. Hey, I'm not that easy, That might be enough to just lighten the mood. So practice your zone, expand your comfort zone. Practice doing things that you feel uncomfortable doing until the discomfort evaporates. Practice pays off like in sports and music. If you're already good at it, move towards great. Now, you're doing things that are difficult and your competitors don't even know how to do. Create attraction with eyes and words first. Eye contact. Hold it a little bit longer. Attract her attention. Get her attention. And then immediately bid with words. If she's not attracted first, it's not going to go really far. Practice getting attention in ways that work for you. Practice it. Practice. When you bid for attention, do people notice you? Do they ignore you? Do they call HR to report you for sexual harassment? Are you successfully bidding? Do you know what to do when she accepts your bid? Practice the pivot. If she pays attention, build attraction. Demonstrate that you're somebody she should get to know. Please don't say, I'm someone you should get to know. Demonstrate it. Yep, that sounds harsh. Hey, look, there's 8 billion or so of us on the planet. I haven't counted them all. I have limited time. I don't want to meet all of us. Nope. Show me why my life would be better with you in it. What's in it for me? That's a question that businesses use for marketing. Why should the customer be interested in my product or service? And then highlight that. If you can't answer that question yourself, you can't successfully and repeatedly get people. The guy controls the tension. Okay, so I'm going to go a little stereotypical. In general, the guy controls the tension, or the guy is seen as submissive by a lot of women. There's nothing wrong with being submissive. Just don't let life happen to you. Make life happen. If she's telling you no way, don't force it. If there's a realistic chance, then make it happen. Now, how? What do these charisma guys do that you're not doing? Is it their attractiveness? Stop focusing on physical attraction. So not all attraction is physical. Okay, these aren't guys you're talking about. You're trying to attract a woman, not a guy. They're different. They think differently than guys do. They don't care how attractive you are physically beyond a certain point. Men tend to care about that a lot. Women don't. Again, stereotype, but it's often true. Remember that they're attracted in many different ways. So there's no league. She's not out of your league unless you tell yourself she's out of your league. Oh, you're too pretty for me. Don't do that, ever. Don't even do that in your head. The limitations that exist only exist in your mind. Try that concept on. Work on that. So it's your job to control the tension. Have a plan. Implement it. You knew it would come to this, right? You knew that there was going to be sexual tension. Are you prepared? That's your job. Prepare for things that are predictable. That is attractive. You knew that there would be some sexual tension, and you practiced at making it more or less intense. That's your job. Do it. Overcome your discomfort and do it. Dude. Uh-oh. I'm behind her. She's leading. She's in control. All right. You might be okay with being submissive. A lot of women will stay for a while with somebody who's not seen as the equal, though. But what are you offering her if you're not her equal? Equal doesn't mean looks or money. Don't limit yourself to those. Plenty of otherwise normal-looking guys have wonderful women. Their personality is amazing. They're hysterical. They're charming. They treat her like gold, and they call her on her crap. So what's your unique value proposition? Why should she see you as valuable in her life? Well, your ability to manage her mood is part of what you offer. I can be a wallflower, boring, and not engaged, or I can promise her some fun. I'm confident what I offer. If she doesn't like what I have to offer, I know someone else will. I'm not needy. I'm not dependent on her to validate me or give me approval. I'm different than the other guys. Again, sexual tension is my job. I'm creating tension in the fishing line, not pulling away from her. The attitude is more, hey, we're going to have fun, not I'm going to entertain you. I'm not a circus dog. I'm not your personal servant. I may be entertaining in how I tell a story or play with you verbally or evoke emotion. I expect you to carry your part of the conversation. I'll call you out if you don't. If I'm funny, what do you have to offer me? Yeah, your looks don't impress me. Plenty of women are beautiful. What else do you offer? Intimidated by your looks? Are you kidding me? You didn't earn your looks. Your face is symmetrical. Woohoo! There's a genetic process that accounts for that. You didn't do anything to get that. That gets you nowhere with me. So again, you're not saying that out loud, but in your head, what the heck? If you want to be with me, you have to make it worth my time. There's your edge. Notice how it's factual, but a little bit edgy. Confident men pull that off. Confident men know that's true, and the women love it. Insecure men are afraid of losing her by saying that or demonstrating that. So here's your goal. Pull her towards me. She will feel compelled to prove her worth to you if she's attracted to you and you have that edge. If she's not, by this point, the insecure man starts getting anxious and starts telling stupid jokes or acting desperate. The confident man knows when to pull away, when to pursue in order to keep the tension high. Do you have those skills? Have you practiced those skills? Have you improved your skills to do this with confidence? Practice, practice, practice. Picture it in your head. Do it over and over and over until it's in your comfort zone. Push your comfort zone until your comfort zone is large. A nice guy, and by that I mean a doormat or a wimp, would never take risks like that because he's scared and lets his fear control him. The bold and daring person takes calculated risks. The nice guy forgot to factor in the risk of status quo. If you don't risk, that's risky. Always doing the same thing is risky. Because the insecure guy is risk averse, he avoids risk, which is the highest risk. Think it through. More specifically, concretely, create obstacles and barriers when she pulls you. All right, so I asked her out to coffee Saturday morning. She can't make it. Do I keep asking and accommodating? Nope. It's her turn. She says she can do Friday and tries to dictate exact times and places to meet. Do I comply? Do I lead? Hey, I'd like to get to know you better. That time doesn't work for me. What's that code for? Hey, I got a life. I'm not at your beck and call. The insecure guy will not risk this because he might lose her. The confident guy knows that scarcity is attractive. If she wants to be with me, she's got to earn it. I'm worth earning. My time, my presence is valuable. I'm not apologizing for that. Hers is too, but we seem to be aware of that. Make her earn your attention. Don't give it away for free. I'm available all weekend. I don't have a life. I just wait around for your call. I'll cancel my plans for you. Nope, not this early in dating you don't. Nope. She did not earn that level of commitment from you. Stop giving your power away. Stop giving your time away. That is not attractive. You are not at the developmental part of the relationship where that's a good thing. You don't know if this is going to work. Why are you committing so many of your resources? Why are you putting all your eggs in this one basket? I have heard guys say, hey, it's not going to work with us because, and then he teasingly and with a smile pushes her away. She knows he's joking. She likes the banter. The insecure guy is way too anxious to do that and doesn't know how to deal with his anxiety. Practice, 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 practice the lines, practice the statements, practice visualizing it, practice dealing with your anxiety. The confident guy knows women love it. It is addictive. Yes, it's a game, no doubt. Play the game or lose to someone who will play the game. The game will be played. It's just a matter of by you or by somebody other than you. The insecure guy will never play hard to get. He lets her know immediately that he's dedicated to her. Not a good strategy. If she's looking for some fun, play hard to get. Not impossible or wasting her time, but there are trade-offs and risks. Don't play the game. Yeah, does that mean that you're boring? We all play the game. Let's stop pretending we don't. Play the game, and you risk losing her. You have to. Remind yourself that if you don't play the game, you also risk losing her. There's risks either way. Your choice, your trade-off. I'd love to see you Friday, but I have a previous commitment. Ooh, that's mysterious. Is he going on a date? And she has to up her game? I got a dinner with friends. Oh, geez, I'm going skydiving. Hey, my buddy has this thing at his house. I can't make it. Oh, I'm taking the boat out. Oh, I'm going to take the motorcycle out. I'm doing a work project that I just freaking love. I can't wait to do it. Geez, I'm volunteering at the animal shelter at that point. You got the idea. How much free information do you give and why? Everything is thought through. Everything has a reason. I'm in control of the interaction because I have a life. I'm not too available. My time is precious. I have boundaries. I do what I value in life, and you're welcome to join me. That sounds a little bit cocky, and you're not saying that out loud. You're saying that in your head because a lot of times we have to overcompensate in our heads because we've gotten the brainwashing the other way. At this point in the dating process, I see no reason to be super flexible or over accommodating. That sends a desperate vibe to her, and that is not what you want to do. How do I practice this? This might be the most important one to know. How do I practice this? How do I practice getting her attention with my bids? Practice until you have mastery. How do I pivot once I have her attention? Practice that beyond mastery into excellence. You're going to need that skill. Develop it. How to communicate this in practical terms? Well, the Olympians run it through their mind until their body's so used to it that there's no anxiety, pure confidence, and they can execute it like an old habit. It's worth doing. Invest the time. Stop and think it through all the way through, and then practice, practice, practice. We practice what we want to improve. Look, dude, we all have room for improvement, all of us. Are you somebody who values growing and developing? Women freaking love that. They find that so attractive. Keep upping your game and watch it pay dividends everywhere, at work, with friends, in the dating world. Awesome. Hey, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. And please take the time to practice, knowing the theory is BS if you just have the theory without reps and without practice. All right, if you want more information on conflict, on relationships and all that, check out my website. It's boyscounseling.com. And if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. It helps me spread the message of good, respectful dating and changes the culture of dating.